We've got Matt, we know him as Amplify for the Yurt World.
Amazing. Well, thank you guys for joining today. I'm excited to show you. It has been a very long process, lots of little steps along the way. I have lots of footage of the build of the platform and getting to put the yurt together and kind of seeing it come to where it is now. So that's what I'll show you guys. I'll give you guys sort of the little story. So I'll start off by just kind of explaining what a yurt is. I don't know if everyone really knows what a yurt is. In Mongolia, yurts are kind of the main way of living, and the reason why is because Mongolians are very nomadic. They travel around north and south with the seasons and with their animals that they herd, and they follow where the food is, and so they're very kind of moving around, and so they want a home that is also able to be moved. And apparently they can set it up in just a matter of an hour or so with like a group of them. And so that's a huge reason why they're built the way they are. They're also made for cold climates. So that's kind of a benefit. It works well in North America. The only thing is here there's a lot more moisture, and in Mongolia it's very dry. So there's just some changes that they've made to make it a little more modern. Yeah, so they kind of walk you through the different parts. There's the tonneau, which is the dome on top, and it's even symbolic, and it holds a lot of the strength. Then there's the covers, which is canvas, and there's a lot of cool designs on them. Infinity design. Insulation, which is made from Mongolian sheep felt. It's like wool, so it handles moisture really well and super warm. We found it really amazing. Structure is made of like crisscrossing wood, kind of like a accordion, and so you can collapse it really easily and move it, and really strong. And the wood's all handmade. It's incredible, all carefully selected wood, so it's all really strong. And then the platform, we'll talk more about that later. There's all kinds of different platforms that people build depending on where it is. And in Mongolia, they don't really have much of a platform. They just put it right on the ground. But that's one thing that we had to change here. And where we live, actually, we have the potential of, maybe a bear strolling by, or, even just like mice, and also the snow can pile up. So we chose to raise our platform up quite high, actually. They're beautiful, beautiful yurts. There's some giant ones even that the company makes. You can put a restaurant in it, you can have a wedding in it. There's the people who build them in Mongolia. The company does a lot of work in the community as well. The horsehair ropes are made sustainably, and they're made by the people in the village, and they all get paid really fair wages, and it supports the community in a huge way. And yeah, they're absolutely beautiful. You can get them all different colors. We got ours in blue. It's really nice. Yeah, here we go. The different sizes. You can get a little tiny one that's just like a little a little tent, all the way up to ours. There's the 20-foot one. Ours is special too because it's a little higher roof, so it feels bigger when you're inside, and it's also better for snow falling off as well. And yeah, the platform. So that's the first step you got to build strong foundation, all different kinds. We found some plans online, and yeah, so that's what we did. We started getting materials during the wood rush, we'll call it, when the prices were like skyrocketing. We managed to get ours just before all the prices went up. We used those plans, and we ended up using ground screws, which saved us a lot of time. We would have had to do concrete. And luckily we didn't hit any rocks. If we had, we might have had to change our strategy, but we just got a bit dizzy. That's all. It was fun though. And it was kind of empowering to be able to do it all ourselves, not any big tools. It's all just manpower, woman power. We had to rent a few things though, like this laser level, getting everything level so that once we started putting the wood on, everything would be level. It was very exciting to get the first one up. And then we're like, oh, now we got to do 17 more of those. It was so much fun just kind of picking away day by day. And we really got to like get our hands on every piece that made it. So it kind of, there's a huge sense of pride, and when you feel how strong and sturdy it is, it's so awesome. And yeah, we learned a lot about how things are built, and the wood that we found was incredible. Is I think local as well, which is kind of cool. You can see everything built. So this is kind of the main structure now done. And then we started putting on the platform materials, and that was really cool to actually see it be a platform finally. And cut the circle. Every time we cut the circle, it needed to be exactly 20 feet because that's the size that the yurt was made. Got insulation, and we went double layer thick with the insulation, so should keep us warm. It got hit with rain in the middle of all that. We didn't really account for that, so we had to get a big tarp. And then finally got to put the plywood on there. It's like puzzle piecing all of them together. Then the circle again. This was the important one because this is the top, and I like measured probably 6 times before I cut it. Then it was so satisfying to be done in the end. We celebrated. I was so exhausted. And we found some vinyl flooring, and we even tricked the guy who was installing the yurt. He's like, "Oh, nice wood floor." I'm like, no, it's not wood. It's just plastic. We had to also build some steps last minute before the yurt arrived. The rain was pouring, and he pulls in with his giant truck, and then it all started. We had one day to do it, and the rain kind of slowed us down, but we managed to get it all done. You can see all the pieces coming together. It was quite a fun experience. You can see the structure's done, and then we started putting on the materials on the outside, sort of a cotton liner, and then the felt. It's hilarious because the place kind of smelled like a farm for the first few weeks because it literally is sheep's felt. And there's the canvas on the outside, the horsehair ropes. And there we go, it's all set up. We got our window. That was one of the upgrades we did. And we started bringing in our furniture. Put in some lights. We still have some work to do, but it's coming along. Felt nice to set up everything and just feel cozy in our yurt. We made the better steps and got some electric hooked up. And next step is to get the wood stove, because as you can see, it's starting to get frosty out there. Our garden, we still have kale out there. So yeah, there's our stove we're gonna get. We have it, but we just can't set it up yet because we have to build the hearth underneath, and we're just waiting on one of the materials for that. But we were able to set up the chimney, so that's ready to go. And there's the tile for the hearth. We got it all kind of measured out, and once we get the material to go underneath, then we can actually build it. And built a little awning out the front, just out of trees around the property, which is kind of cool. We got our lights set up. It's really feeling like home. It's inspiring for us, and the more and more we talk to other people, I think it's like everyone's really inspired by the different ways you can live. And a yurt, there's tiny houses and RVs and van life, all this stuff, and it's a movement happening. And so that's part of the YouTube video as well. It's just to put it out there and show people that it's possible. And just literally, it was the two of us the whole time putting that whole thing together, and didn't need any big equipment or anything. And now the cool thing too is we can always get a trailer, pack everything up, and we can move it if we ever wanted to.
I have a question.
Shoot.
First off, thank you for that lovely presentation. My question, and feel free to say no. I'm curious to know if you could give us an MTV Cribs walkthrough.
Yeah, I pretty much could. Let's do this for real here.
All right, yo, over to
Walk
Matt.
in the front door.
Whoa.
Yo, what's up, guys? It's Matt from MTV Cribs.
Yep, there's my roof. And there's the bed. Got our little wooden side table. It's a mess right now. We like have too many things and not enough places to put them. And then we got our sort of our little closet set up here. Giant window, and this thing is a door as well, which is sweet. We got our kitchen, which is a work in progress, but it's coming along. We're gonna get a little mini fridge, which will go where the
Matt,
shelf
you were
is.
saying you're gonna get a stove, right?
Yeah, stove is gonna go right in the middle where the cowhide is, and then it's gonna go up to the chimney pipe there.
Cool.
And we're gonna face it towards the kitchen, so you can be working in the kitchen here and then just turn around and cook right there. And I gotta show you the artwork on these things.
Whoa.
It's just incredible.
Yo, the door looks sick too.
Yeah, and it's all hand painted. So when you look at it, you can see little sort of differences. Like they kind of stick to the pattern, but you'll notice like little differences because it's all hand painted.
Fire!